Hello, hello, hello. I'm Isaac, and I'm a secret to everyone.
And I'm Claire, and I have strawberries for arms.
And this is Make
Make
That
that game where
Game!
we pitch the latest
Greatest
new video game ideas.
that aren't ever going to get made! Woo! Hey, Claire,
Yeah,
you been gaming?
I've been gaming a little bit. I've been doing a little
Yeah?
gaming. Yeah.
Oh, what you been gaming?
Not a lot, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I do like gaming. Lots of Matchington. Gotta shout out Matchington Mansion.
Of course, that's the number one game on mobile apps.
Yes. I also made it back finally to Animal Crossing and Animal Crossing Paradise
How many
Planning.
weeds were there?
Not that many. I think we're
Oh,
okay. There's
oh,
some.
isn't there in that mode the don't we have Isabel picking weeds for us?
No.
Oh,
Isabel?
okay.
Who's Isabel? Oh,
The dog.
no, I don't think we
little
have that
assistant?
ordinance. No.
Oh, okay.
But
Well,
I
I
mean,
say we as if I've ever played Animal Crossing in my
you
life.
used to play
I
so
used
much.
to, yeah.
This island you built this island on rock and roll, and now I just live here.
Yes, all of that is true.
Okay. So I did that. That was fun. And then I did start Bug Snacks, which
Ooh.
Isaac mentioned last game. And so I was like, I'm just gonna try this. I think I've also still been playing Garden Story, maybe a little. Maybe I touched that a little, but not much. But yeah, so I was gonna give, since I've only been playing Bug Snacks for like maybe 20 minutes, not very long. I was gonna give some quick hot like my first impressions of that game because it's not ready for a honk and bonk,
Yeah.
I got to
All
give
right.
it more time than that. But before I start, I do just want to say that, and maybe like this is a great listener question if you want to write in with your opinion. But I've noticed that when I start a new game, I often want to stop playing it like 5 minutes in. And it doesn't mean I won't pick it back up, but it's like once I get the setup of the game, I kind of just want to not play it anymore for a little bit.
Okay.
I don't know.
Now,
Yeah, go ahead.
now I just have a question. Is it that the game is not like hooking you into it fast enough, or you're like, oh, okay, the game works like this, I will come back to it?
I think it's the latter because I think I've done this with nearly all games. So games I like or games I don't like, it's like I think it's like I get the grasp of the world, the controls, what's going on, and then I kind of just want to play a game I know.
Okay.
I think it's this thing of like when I sit down to play a game, if I'm gonna game for like a significant amount of time, then like I want to know it, I guess. And so like
You want a comfy game.
yeah, well, so when I start the game again, I get like my footing in the world. Then I want to play something I'm familiar with, and then the next time I sit down to game, I might go back to that new game because I already kind of know how it works, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah.
But what I
I
find
get that.
frustrating about this like desire of mine is that a lot of games will not save until you've played for like 30 minutes, especially because I'm a slow picker upper of games. So like it usually takes me some time. So I'm like sitting there like just wanting to leave, but I can't. Like I'm like, I don't want to do the next task. I want to go. Like I want to stop now. Like I'm good. Thank you.
I just want to find the save point, please.
Yeah. And then it becomes frustrating. So I was just noticing that Bug Snacks had that, but it's not like a Bug Snacks specific issue. It's like an every game I've tried issue. Cause I think the game developers assume that, oh, well, if they're starting the game, they're going to want to really like settle down, like get into it, like really get going. And it's like, not me. I'm the same way with books too. I feel like when I start a new book, I'll read like 3 pages. And then I'm like, you know what? I'll just go on TikTok or go to sleep.
Oh, that's actually very interesting. That's because I mean, I have to do at least one chapter and then I might not pick it up for a while.
But yeah, it takes me a second to get into a book too. But that's easy because it's just a book. So I can just put a bookmark in and that's my save point. And
it's just a book. It's just a book.
Well, because
I know what you're saying.
Physical ability to save where I left off. So like, but I do that with books too. I'm just like, I don't know about it. Like, let me just read a little bit. And then when I pick it back up again, I like really dive in. So I don't know. That's just my style. So listeners, if you have a style similar to me, if you're like, what are you talking about? You're crazy. I play new games for 2 hours. Like, let us know.
I beat games in one sitting. That's what I do.
You did that with Turnip Boy.
Pretty much. I actually haven't beaten it
You
yet. I
gotta
need to
finish
revisit it.
You got to finish it while it's still fresh.
Just me missing that one paper
Well,
somewhere in the game.
It will tell you where it is. It told me where it was.
Yeah, I just got to pick it up. It doesn't tell you until you beat the final boss, I think.
Right.
But I don't want to beat the final boss until I've done it.
Well, okay. Let me see where you are in the game because I don't know that you're at the final boss then.
Okay. You're right. In order to fight the final boss, you have to tear all the paper.
Right. So yeah. So you might have to fight the
boss and
then go back. We've talked about Turnip Boy enough. I think I think our listeners know that it's awesome.
Fair.
But yeah, so Bugsnax. So Bugsnax is the weirdest game I think I've ever played. It's just so weird. It's so weird. Like, what mind did this come from? I was so confused. Like, I asked Isaac, I was like, why? Because he hasn't played yet, but he downloaded it. So I was like, why did you download this game? And he's like, oh, because it was on PS5. And then it got released on Switch and everyone liked it on PS5. I was like, that's a weird reason to download a game, but okay.
I actually don't think I said everybody liked it on PS5. I think I just said everybody talked about it.
Oh, okay. So yeah. So even weirder than it's like, oh yeah, it was just out there. Like what we'd call a buzzy book. It was a buzzy game. People were talking about it.
Yeah. Sometimes it's okay to be a buzzy game.
I mean, it is. But I was like, what is this game? So you play as like, it's first person. I like really first person, like Subnautica level first person.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh,
so,
wow.
Like so I have to see my furry hands like in front of me as I walk around this really weird place. So that's really weird. And you're playing as like these weird little guys. I don't even know.
Apparently little fuzzy guys.
Little fuzzy guys. And the whole thing is like, oh, like we've discovered this thing called Bugsnax, which literally is snacks that are bugs. So it's like a strawberry that's also a bug. And they're so cute, but you just have to eat them. And I'm like, this is so hard.
So it's not like Pokemon.
Well, so it's like Pokemon in the way that you capture them and learn about them, but then you eat them instead of battle them. So
oh boy. They're not bug pails. They're bug snacks.
Whole backstory that the other weird thing is like I'm not used to games talking to you like with voice acting. So they like it's like a literal scene. Like I'm not used to that. Like I'm used to like reading text on the screen. I don't know.
Some video games I know we play a lot on the Switch and a lot of like older retro style games. Except for like Life is Strange is fully voice acted.
Yeah, but that's different because they're people, I think.
Bugsnax are people too.
Well, maybe the Bugsnax are bugs, whatever these things are, I guess. But it's like it's so weird that they just like talk to me. I don't know.
You don't like the human voices? Maybe you can turn that off.
I'm gonna check it out. But
I actually turn off. I think I told you this. I don't know if I ever mentioned it on the podcast, but I played the Triangle Strategy demo. A Triangle Strategy is like a Square Enix game on the Switch. It's a tactics game. The voice acting is so bad.
Oh, you showed this to me.
But it didn't have the ability to turn off the voice acting, like straight up. I had to go in and like turn the volume down on the voice acting. It was so bad. Oh my God. And this is a decently budgeted, like hyped up game by a big known company, like the company that makes Final Fantasy. I don't understand how the voice acting got the way I don't know. I'll talk about that maybe in a future when I like.
I mean, I will say the voice acting is good. Like it's not like bad.
Oh, in Bugsnax? Oh, yeah. Wow. I'm actually surprised by that.
I think it's good. It's weird that it exists at all in my opinion. And also because like, so I think in Life is Strange, they do a good job at like, either it's narrating so you can like do stuff while they're talking, or it's very short sentences.
Oh, yep.
I don't know. It seems like well-timed. This feels very like, and I can skip it, but then they don't finish and it's just weird. Anyway, so I'm not living that, but it's very weird. It's like one of the weirdest games I've ever played, but I think I'll go back. It is pretty. Like it's well well designed, I guess, in the sense of like the world. It feels very VR. Like I feel like I could play this in VR and it'd be even weirder, but like
I
also
wonder if it has a VR mode, like on one of the consoles it's on.
I don't know. But anyway, so I've been doing that. So that's the hot take. I'll hopefully have honks and bonks for it in a few weeks. Because I think I will go back to it, as weird as it is. And if I play it on the little Switch screen, it didn't make me feel sick. So I feel like if I played it big, it might.
Oh yeah, it might be gross.
Yeah,
might be nasty.
So Isaac, what have you been up to in the gaming world?
So honestly, okay, I know that the entire point of this is that we're gamers, but I don't feel like I've been a gamer lately. I played a little bit more of Final Fantasy Origins, Strangers of Paradise, or Origin, Stranger of Paradise, whatever it is. Folks, I think I hate that game. Oh my God, I think I hate that game. I just am not having a good time with it, and I don't know, but this is my hot take. I've played probably less than 2 hours. I beat the first boss now. I find very little that I like about it. I mostly bought into this game because of how funny and edgelordy all the commercials and like trailers and stuff were for it, and I thought that I was getting into like a Souls-like game where combat was a thing that meant something, and was fun. And then with this goofy, over edgy, grimdark nonsense, I have to kill chaos. I'm gonna kill chaos. Like that's all the main character says at any point, basically. And you're like punching goblins in the face and turning them into exploding crystals instead of blood. And I don't know, it seemed goofy and fun. And then I start playing it. So it is 2022.
Yeah, it is.
It is 2022, and somehow Square Enix has published a game. I don't think Square Enix is the one who actually developed it, but they at least published it, where if the controller like detaches in the middle of the gameplay, there is no way for you to get the game to recognize controller input again. There's zero capacity for it, which is very frustrating because my controller that I use on PC isn't really designed to be a PC controller. It's like a Switch controller that can be connected to USB. And either my computer's USB port is loose or like this USB port is intended to only be used for charging. So it might be loose / poorly designed. It detaches all the time. In Elden Ring, it was annoying because it would be like, okay, I'm walking. Suddenly the controller stops giving input. The game stutters, but then it reconnects and keeps getting input, and the game like stutters enough from the PC just reestablishing that connection where I don't really like lose anything. It's never actually resulted in me dying. Then I play Final Fantasy Origin, Stranger of Paradise, and my controller does the normal thing. It disconnects. And then I have to completely exit the game and reload it if I want to use the controller again. But it happens so often where it's like not worth doing. So I tried playing it on keyboard and mouse, and the keyboard and mouse controls are so horribly laid out that like nothing is making sense. I'm like, wait, so I do this and this and then that button. Why do I have to reach all the way over there to like use a potion? Or why does this button dodge and this button block? Blah, blah, blah. Doesn't make any sense. Part of that is probably due to me doing the tutorial in the controller mode. But I don't know. I hate that. Oh. I hate the layout. Even the control layout like does not make a lot of sense to me. But then the actual gameplay, it's like the same thing as Kingdom Hearts. If you remember the episode where I honked and bonked that one, where it just seems like a stimulation overload where like a lot of things are happening, but none of anything that's happening seems relevant. And then like a battle starts and then the battle is won. And you're like, okay, cool. That sure was a lot of shiny, flashy lights. So glad I won. The game, like Kingdom Hearts, loves giving you loot every 30 seconds. I get a level 2 Strider breastplate, and then I get a level 3 Strider breastplate with plus 4% job percent points. And then I get a level 2 caster face, and then I get a level 10 thing. And all of the stats are completely meaningless. It's like 0.015% extra damage. Okay, cool. That seems like a lot. Doesn't make any sense. I don't know how to tell what's a good item, what's a bad item, because the job percentage points are like completely inane. Like I have this NPC ally who's like a pugilist, so they punch with their fists. And I get a bunch of gear that gives plus pugilist percent points, but pugilists can't equip that gear. What's going on with that? Why? Okay, moving on. I fought the boss battle, and like he did so much damage.
I was like, and the boss won.
Yeah, and the boss won. Like 9 attempts. He was doing so much damage. And even when I was like doing the blocking and everything that it was the game was like, you should try blocking. And I'm like, I'm literally blocking like 90% of his attacks. It's just when he sneaks one through, like he knocks me over and then he follows up and like instantly kills me while I'm knocked over.
That feels very much like Pokemon Go, where they're like, have you tried dodging? And I'm like,
yeah.
I don't know.
So after 9 attempts, I'm like, okay, obviously me engaging him too much, like with my attacks, is causing me to like have openings where he can hit me. So what I did was I stood at the edge of the like battle arena and I let my allies fight him, and my allies did not seem to be able to die. Like he would be attacking them and they like would be getting knocked over and stuff, but they would just stand right back up with like much less of their health bar missing than my character would be from any individual attack. They whooped his butt. They annihilated him. And I'm like, oh, so this is a game where I don't play it. I just watch from afar. Okay, cool. Anyways, this is basically a honk and bonk section.
Yeah.
But only bonks, because I cannot find a single thing that I'm like, oh, that's neat how they did that. That's a really cool little feature that they did. I guess the cool little feature here, I'm going to try to extend a fig leaf to them because a lot of people put a lot of work into this.
A fig leaf?
Isn't that what's
an olive branch?
An olive branch. Okay, a fig leaf and olive branch, same thing. So when you knock an enemy over, so they have a health bar and like a block bar, when you defeat their block bar, they fall over and like you can instantly kill them. So it makes combat go a lot faster. But sometimes there's special effects when you do like the instant kill. So like if you instant kill a goblin, you just turn him into a crystal, nothing special happens. But there's these like fireball enemies called bombs. If you do the instant kill on a fireball enemy, which is called bomb, you like grab it and like slam it into the ground and it explodes and does damage to all the enemies around you. So I'm sure that they have some cool unique effects that you can like figure out, like, oh, if you break this enemy's guard, I don't know, maybe one of them you can force to heal you or something. They probably do some cool stuff with that, but I might never find out because, folks, this game.
You're not going to be playing it much longer?
I
ever again?
I think I'm gonna give it one more. I'm gonna give it the good old college try. I'm gonna try to do like the next mission, like the next boss battle, and see if it's just the first boss battle is intentionally stupid for some reason, and then we'll go from there. I make no promises. In other news, there was this thing going around on Twitter, like how much of a variety gamer are you? I had a list of like 100 games.
Oh,
you do checks, you check them off, and you figure out what your score is, and that's how much of a variety gamer you are. Now, I will bonk this. Kirby wasn't on there at all, which I think is unfair. Like, why would you not add Kirby to like this list of 100 games?
I don't know. So my opinion on that is that like they already put in Mario Bros and Legends of Zelda, and I feel like those kind of connect. Like if it's supposed to be about variety gaming, as in like how many different types of games you play, I feel like Kirby's already been represented.
I feel like Kirby's a unique kind of game,
okay.
But anyway.
Well, it depends, I guess, on the game of Kirby, but I don't know. Anyway.
So the results, if if you haven't checked out our Twitter, I'm gonna say the results here on the podcast. I had Claire fill it out. Do you want to say? Do you remember your number?
I mean, I have it open right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got 5 out of 100.
5 out of 100. Although
I mean, I recognized a lot of the games. I felt like that was good.
That's good. Yeah.
I assumed I got 5. I assumed Warhammer meant the video game.
So here's the weird thing. There are 100 Warhammer video games and they're all different genres. So like if we're doing a variety gamer score,
then why is that there? But yeah. I did not check that because I was like, well, it's probably the video game and I've only played the real life game.
So the new goal is to get Claire to increase her variety gamer score. We're gonna go through this list. We're gonna get her up.
Oh, good.
Up to par is what we're gonna do, folks. This is our journey now.
Now I'm looking at it and I think I must have played Tetris in my life, but it's my least, but because I keep saying it's my least favorite game, but I'm like, I don't know if I ever played like official Tetris. Like I think I played like off-brand Tetris.
Okay. We gotta get you. Wait, you did play Sonic the Hedgehog, 6 points. We played Sonic Mania for like 30 seconds.
I didn't play that. I watched you play it.
Oh, and then you were like, I don't want that.
I was like, I can't do this. I will throw up.
Fair. All right.
That's like the worst thing I've ever seen. Oh my gosh.
So fast.
Oh, too fast.
The
colors. It was the colors.
Oh, very bright. Very bright.
Bright, beautiful. Fast. Too much. I would play Age of Empires. That looks fun.
Oh, I've got plenty of them. Okay, yeah. So this is gonna be my ongoing quest. Is I'm gonna
Portal.
Try to
I've
get
wanted
her
to play. That's like a buzzy game. Sorry.
That is a buzzy game.
Yeah. So Portal looks interesting.
And then just so that people know my pedigree.
Yes. What is yours?
It's actually only 56, which compared to 5 doesn't sound like sounds like a lot. Impressive. It sounds impressive, but like out of 100, like I've been a gamer since I was like 6, and I'm just like missing this much of the pedigree. Like really, I've never played a Dragon Age game. Okay, what's going on with this?
The pedigree is this like who made this? Like what is this?
I don't. Yeah, I know that's like, I actually
according
don't know
to this
who made it.
One screenshot.
Someone that I know like posted it as a tweet.
Okay,
without like an initial context, like who made this up. So I have no idea.
So I'm looking at yours now to see like what's missing in yours.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is, so I'm looking at yours now to see what's missing in yours. And one that I had a question on that you also haven't played was Banjo-Kazooie. Do you know what that is?
Banjo-Kazooie is a game where you are a bear with a bird in your backpack. Okay. And it's a very similar in style to like the 3D Mario games, where it's a 3D like N64 PlayStation 1 era platformer, where a lot of the puzzle, like the gameplay is jumping and collecting items around a stage, and once you collect enough items, like you can open up the door to the next stage. Mm-hmm. Is my understanding of it, having never played. I know I'm basically basing it off of that's how Mario plays at that time. That's how Donkey Kong 64 played at that time, and I've heard a lot of comparisons between like those games.
Okay, all right.
And like Crash Bandicoot is a similar sort of thing. Yeah, so I gotta get you Banjo-Kazooie because I think that kind of just released, like a remake or a remaster or something just released on Switch, so it should be readily available.
You've got to get us Banjo-Kazooie
because we both have to play. Yeah.
All right, so this will be a fun thing to like explore in the next like few months, really.
Yeah, we can figure out, and then we can use this to hone in on like your genre.
I think we know though. I think I'm a hashtag cozy gamer girl.
Yeah.
Like, come on, I'm all up in here with my Animal Crossing and my Sims. Like, I don't know. I think it's fair. Clear.
That's fair. Yeah. Well, then we got to get you on the Harvest Moon train.
No.
All right, moving on.
I won't do farming. I don't know. That's where I lose it.
Okay. All right. So we don't have any honks and bonks for you today, folks. No. I mean, we kind of did like a pseudo honks and bonks section.
Yeah, but we just haven't played enough into new games to feel like we can officially honk and bonk them.
Yep. And like we generally try to do some level of honks. So we try to avoid games that we like completely bonk out on, which is why I didn't do like my Final Fantasy Origin rant became like a full honk and bonk, except there was no honks. It was just bonks. Just bonks.
Yeah. And I think hold on. one of the reasons I didn't do Bugsnax, I don't even know if I've learned all the things I can even do in that game yet. So it's not really fair to be like, well.
Yeah, that's the hard part is we've got to play enough of a game to like
in a week.
So like we have to like basically constantly be playing games.
Oh no, the horror.
No, but like when like new games though.
Right. Yeah, no,
and
it is tough
when it's a busy week when we don't get like a lot of gaming time, it's hard.
It is tough. And also because you want to play the games we like. Like I haven't even played Subnautica in so long and I really like that game. And like, you know, I wanted to play Animal Crossing. I didn't want to play like brand new games forever. I don't know. Like we're allowed, but it is tough now that we've gotten through a lot of the honks and bonks of games that we like we're really familiar with. Yeah. So you might see a little bit more of a hot take section.
Yeah.
Honk and bonk, but we will try to honk and bonk as much as we can. But we want to be fair to every bonks. Game. Hot bonks. Well, no, they're not always bonks.
No, I know.
It's an impress, fresh impress.
Yeah.
All right. Well. Oh.
Do you have a pitch for me? I like how we were both like, hold on. Neither of us wants to like do the pitch session first, I guess. But yeah, do you want to tell me, like, describe to me a video game that could exist but won't ever exist?
I would love that. I would love to do that. Okay. So if you think back like 2 or 3 episodes ago, you made a pitch.
My memory's not that long.
You'll figure it out. You made a pitch based on my outfit because you had picked it.
Mm-hmm.
And so your game was something about fashion choices. See, I don't even remember the exact game.
Wow.
What? Do you remember it?
Yeah, it was a game about picking out outfits for people who come into your store.
Oh, right. Okay, yes. Yeah. Anyway, but when you said you had a game based on my outfit, I thought it would be based on the outfit itself, which inspired me to make a game based on the outfit itself. And the reason that it's easy to do is because I was wearing a sweater with cats and with sushi cats on it. So it was sushi that looked like cats. And I said, the game is called Sushi Cats. And it is a very simple game. So picture your building a Krabby Patty games, your Flash games, your conveyor belt assembly games. It's that.
Okay.
You work at a conveyor belt sushi place. The sushi is shaped like cats, and the customers are also cats. And you're there. They show you a picture of what it needs to look like. You add the right ingredients as it goes down the conveyor belt. Conveyor belt moves faster as we get deeper into the game. You get too behind on orders, you lose the game. That's the game, man.
Okay, nice, simple, evocative title.
Yeah, cute. It's supposed to be cute, fun, easy, cozy. Sushi
Well, not easy.
No, I guess not. I guess I mean easy to like pick up, like easy to play, not necessarily like easy in the sense that like, yes, it will be challenging, especially as it gets longer in the levels, but maybe there'll be like a chill mode where it just goes at the same pace all the time and you can just listen to like some lo-fi beats and just make sushi. But yeah, that's it. That's the game. Maybe they won't just be cats. Maybe they can also be other little cute animals, but the customers are definitely cats and it's called Cat Sushi Sushi Cats. It's called Sushi Cats and that is the game. It's very, very quick, but I thought, hey, why not make a game based on my sweater, you know?
You have to. Sometimes you just got to look at the sweater you're wearing and go, this would be a game and a half.
Yeah. So Isaac, would you play that game?
I would play that game. I would play that game a lot. It sounds like it would be a cool little mobile game, a little coffee break game.
It could definitely be that. Yeah.
It would fill the same kind of niche that like Matchington Manor would. Like when you play Matchington Manor and you run out of energy for the day, you switch on over to Sushi Cats.
Yeah, no, it definitely feels like mobile or like RIP Flash, but like back in the day, it would be a Flash game on a PC.
Yeah, kids be playing that in the computer lab instead of paying attention to their teacher.
Exactly.
Yep.
All right, Isaac, what about you? Do you have a game that you've kind of been knocking around that you're like, I don't think this will be made, but I would love to tell the world.
Yeah, I've got a game. It's called Planeswalker.
Ooh.
Which is a survival game set in an infinite sea of grass and hills.
So I do it. Okay, so it is Plains, Plains,
Yes,
and not Planes. Got it.
Yes, and the sea of grass is just an evocative phrasing. It's not purple prose. That's something else. Yeah. Anyways,
metaphor.
It's a metaphor.
It's
not an actual
figurative.
sea. This is not Subnautica, but it's of the same breed as Subnautica or like Valheim. So the key thing about this, the interesting gimmick, because each of these survival games sort of has like a gimmick going on, like, oh, this one's underwater, oh, this one's in the snow, this one is in a forest full of zombies. This one is that there's a lot of tall grass. There's a lot of tall grass all over the place, and that tall grass hides things. So you have to explore, you have to cut down grass, you have to make areas where you can exist.
I'm picturing this as like, I wouldn't say top down, but I also wouldn't say third person. Kind of like what's a game that looks like what I'm imagining? Do you tell me what you're imagining? How about that?
So I'm imagining it to be like third person, like Life is Strange, over the shoulder kind of deal.
Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of imagining that too.
Not first person. First person, it could work, and I think that this could switch between third person and first person, like depending on player preference. But third person seems correct to me.
Yeah, and then there will be whooshing sounds of the grass, like.
Yes, and that will hide the sounds of things moving. So like predators are going to be lurking in the tall grass. So you have to listen for, the swishing of the grass when the wind isn't blowing, that kind of stuff. Because it'll be very hard to see them. They have adapted for this kind of environment, so they're going to be really good at it. Prey will hide in the grass. So like, oh, I need food or pelts. I'm going to need to hunt something. Oh, but all this tall grass, you can do things to drive things out, set fire to the grass, but maybe control that. One of the big features that I want here is that trees/wood are rare. Like you might find, you'll find isolated trees, but you won't find a forest. You might find a copse. You might find a grouping of a couple trees, but you won't find extensive forests. This is all about the plains.
I just want to insert that copse is one of my favorite words. It's just a nice word. It's a very specific use case, and I like it. Moving on.
Yeah. So because you are in the wide open plains, there are some natural disasters that you're going to have to be wary of. You're going to have to keep track of the skies to see when tornadoes are forming, and you're going to have to know how to take cover from tornadoes or escape or evade tornadoes. Sweeping fires are going to represent both dangers and opportunities, because if you get caught in the fire, you're about to have a bad time. But if you see the wall of fire coming towards you, the massive amounts of smoke, you take shelter, you get someplace where the fire isn't going to hurt you, and then when you come back through, now there's no more tall grass. You can see predators coming for a long distance. You can see prey at a long distance. New plants get to start growing. This is where you can start planting crops with really rich soil. You might set a little base up there, because survival games are all about setting up little temporary bases. So, threat and opportunity. Then there's going to be 3 categories of entities that you can interact with. So there's going to be people that have basically the same capabilities that you do, that will form groups. They'll have camps and stuff around that you can interact with. They'll be traveling around in hunting groups. And the way that you interact with them is you have a ton of emotes that your character can do. Mm-hmm. So you're not going to talk. The most kind of interaction screen that you'll get with them is maybe a trading screen, where it's okay, I offer you 3 teeth, give me chicken. That kind of stuff. For the most part, it's going to be emoting towards each other. So you have to figure out which emotes make you interact with, are the best to interact with people. So as you approach someone, you do a wave, and then they'll emote back, and you can determine whether they're aggressive or not, or cautious. and act accordingly and maybe open up some trade, or you just decide this group I'm going to move on from. I'm not like, they're not worth it. That kind of stuff. Emotes are also useful for interacting with animals, the second category of entity. So you'll have emotes to like take aggressive stances. So your character will like put their arms up or like wave something around. So if like a bear is charging you, you make yourself look as big as possible, and you might not have to fight the bear because these animals will be programmed with certain behaviors. And since they're wild animals, they'll generally favor caution more than like direct aggression, unless they have other, like if a mom bear is protecting her cubs, like you being big alone might not scare it off. Like you might have to just run away from that one. But if it's just a bear foraging around and it's like, oh, hey, there's something smaller than me, maybe I can eat that, and then you look big, it might just run off. You can wave a torch in its face, like do stuff like that. So you, as you play the game, you kind of like learn how different predators and prey react to different actions that you can do, and you can manipulate them that way. A big feature of this is I want to play into the whole like humans are endurance hunters concept, which I think is kind of a myth that's been a little disproven with modern science, but it still gets talked about a lot. So I want to play into that. You as a player don't have a stamina bar, which is actually very rare in these kinds of survival games. But here's the big exciting feature. You don't have a stamina bar. You can run, you can attack, you can do all that basically infinitely. Animals do have stamina bars. So you can just chase a deer eternally. You're going to be slower than the deer, but the deer will eventually tire out, and it will like either flop over from exhaustion or like have to take a break. And that's when you jump out of the tall grass and like get it. You can also use this to evade predators. Like if an enemy starts running at you from a long distance away, you can like, you might be slower than it, but if you've got enough distance, you just kind of keep enough of a lead where it just gets tired out, and it's like, okay, it's not worth it, and you're like, haha, gotcha, sucker. Then the third category is monsters.
Okay.
These are different from animals only in that animals generally act cautiously, and they'll have like have set behaviors, and like you can scare them off and stuff. Monsters don't have such AI or whatever you want to call it. They are nearly mindless effectively. They just kind of relentlessly attack you. So these are like shadow demons and non-natural things, wendigos, vampires, whatever.
Don't
like
say it out loud.
Sorry. The only thing that can scare them off is either defeating them in combat, or you can use fire to scare them off. Because I just like the idea of monsters just universally being scared of fire. So like you wave torches and they kind of back off. As long as you've got a campfire, they'll just be lurking at the edge of it, waiting for the like rain to put it out or something, and then they'll jump on you. Scary stuff like that. They're supposed to be big, scary enemies that you have to be super like advanced in the game to like take down. Until that point, you just basically have to run away and avoid them at any cost. So that's Planeswalker. That's the key mechanics. Survival game, heavy emphasis on using character emotes to interact with things, and heavy emphasis on like the idea of humans being evolved to hunt on the plains.
Yeah, I think it sounds really cool. I did not expect the supernatural elements but I would play this game.
You got to have the supernatural elements.
Yeah.
If it's just like a guy hunting deer and shaking hands at people, like waving at people, what kind of game is that? No, you got to have like a shadow slime monster lurking just on the edge of sight of your torch. You got to.
No, I like it. I think it's good. Anyway, so all right, so that was great, but are you ready for the rapid fire round?
Yes.
So as a refresher, in the rapid fire round, we use 3 random words from a random word generator, and we have to take those words and turn them with our magical minds into a whole game idea, including a title. And we only have 5 minutes to do this.
Only 5 minutes, folks. It's a real heart racer.
That's what we call it, is the heart racer time.
Yeah. Yep.
So I'm ready. Are you ready?
Yes.
The random words are generating, and they are pluck, like you might pluck a flower.
Okay.
Counter.
Okay.
Corner.
Okay.
Okay.
So pluck and counter together makes me think of a harp.
Oh, okay. Counter?
So I'm thinking counter in the way that like a metronome helps you keep count.
Okay. All right.
Of the beats, the
Sure.
musical beats, the rhythm.
We've stretched it further.
Time signature. We have stretched it further, and I think it's more interesting when we stretch it. I don't know what is corner. Like corner in general is just a weird word. Like it immediately evokes to me like a very specific idea of like you need to corner foes.
Oh, I just thought of a corner. Like this takes place in like a corner of the forest.
A corner of the tavern. You are a bard playing on your lute and / or harp. You have all kinds of plucky instruments.
Wait. Yes, but also it's Guitar Hero, but harp. It's harp.
Okay.
So you have a apparatus that you have to buy with this game that you use to play, and somehow it is like a harp in some way. It might be buttons. I don't know, but
so this is Bardcore Guitar Hero, and it is actually, we're going to make a deal with the company that makes Guitar Hero. I don't know if Guitar Hero is still actively being made, but we're going to make we're going to team up with that company. We're going to do Bardcore covers, medieval tavern covers of the actual soundtracks from Guitar Hero games, so that you can, and I'm dating myself here because I'm pretty sure this is Guitar Hero 1 or 2, the Bardcore version of Killing in the Name of. Boom. We love it, folks.
Sorry. Okay, wait. In the Killing of the Name of what? Sorry, I was looking up Guitar Hero.
Oh, so it's just one of the songs that was on Guitar Hero.
Oh, okay.
By Rage Against the Machine, but like the Bardcore version of it.
Yeah, no, this is amazing. It's going to be harps. It's going to be lutes. It's going to be fantastic. We're calling it. We're going to call it.
I would say Bardcore, or just Bardcore Hero.
Okay.
No.
I was thinking like Tavern Hero or like.
Okay, well,
Bard.
So the problem is
Bardcore?
Guitar is the instrument that you're playing.
Yeah, but Bardcore isn't an instrument either.
No, I know. So like we
also
we have to draw. I wanted to replace Hero with Bard, but like Guitar Bard isn't what's happening. And then if you go like Lute Bard, then
but we're doing
so
we're
different.
Doing any in I don't know. I don't know.
Mandolin Hero.
No, I don't think we could, because we wanted different instruments to be able to be part of it.
Yeah.
So we can't pick a specific instrument.
So I say just Bardcore because it's Bardcore music.
A thing?
Yeah, I listen to Bardcore mixes on YouTube all the time.
Okay, I didn't know that was a thing, so I was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
It's just what they call medieval. Bardcore or Tavern Wave is a musical microgenre that became popular in 2020, consisting of medieval-inspired remakes of popular songs.
Tavern Wave is really cool sounding.
Do you want to do Tavern Wave Hero?
No, I think Bardcore makes more sense for the game, but Tavern Wave makes more sense for my heart. So I will call it that for me when I hear that music. Okay, great. And just some fun facts while we wrap up. Guitar Hero, the last version released in 2015, which was called Guitar Hero Live. And then since then, let's see. So in 2017, the Ubisoft acquired the game, and then they never did anything else.
Genius.
So, in 2020, online servers for all Guitar Hero games were shut down on PS3.
I love to buy games just to shut them down. It's great. I love buying IP for no reason.
Yeah. So that's Guitar Hero on unknown hiatus. So fun facts. All right. Are you ready for our next 3 words?
I am.
I don't know why I said that. It's so weird.
To get the audience into it, hyped up.
Yeah, I'm a carnival barker. All right.
Yeah.
Enhance.
Enhance.
Question.
Computer enhance. Question.
And mass. MASS. Yes, that could be so many things.
Oh my God.
This is
like a Law and Order game. This is like an adventure game.
Okay.
Or I guess CSI was the one that's like computer enhanced all the time. So it's like a CSI type game where you just go to crime scenes.
Well, so it sounds like you want to be it is CSI because you want to do forensics. So maybe you're not going to the crime scene, you're the forensics analyst.
Okay. They don't. I thought that they had to pick up the. Oh, I guess there's 2 teams. There's the
they like bring it back and they're like, here's the sample, and they're like, let me run it through my system.
Yeah, so it's a forensics game. It's like an adventure game where you have to solve the mystery.
And it takes place in Massachusetts.
And it takes place in Massachusetts. There we go. We fit that. I was thinking, okay, no, yeah, it takes place in Massachusetts.
And then they could say like, this is a wicked doozy of a crime. I gotta go get my regular from Dunks and then I'll be right back.
I gotta park my car in Harvard Yard.
Gotta park my car. It's like we live an hour from Boston. We should not sound this bad with the Boston accent.
Yeah. How do we not have a good Boston accent?
We don't. Wow. We just don't. We don't. I have a worse excuse because I actually grew up here and I just don't have it.
Yeah.
I just can't do it.
I'm from upstate New York. That's my excuse.
But anyway, all right. So it takes place in Boston. They're solving murders in the forensics lab.
Yep. All right. And it is called.
I think it's called Wicked Forensics. No,
actually, if this is just as long as the crimes are all like goofy, silly, and there's no serious crimes, and like the forensics are like super duper silly, I think that we could just do a silly game. We don't have to. We don't necessarily have to take forensics super seriously, you know?
That's true. It could be like somebody stole the donuts from Dunkin's. Let's see if they can catch the trick. Enhance. How many sprinkles were there?
One of your things is you have a limited number of enhancements, but like as you go through the game, you get the power to unlock like more enhancements per photo. Enhance.
One of the crimes could be like something Freedom Trail related, like there's 10 suspects but they're all wearing the same tri-corner hat. I don't know. Yeah, I like it. Goofy Boston crime solving, wicked forensics. Look it up.
Perfect.
We did it. I love this. This might be one of my favorite ones. Okay. All right. Our last one for the day. I almost said evening. It is fully 11 a.m.
Yeah, well, 11:58. It's almost noon. It is not.
Noon. It's almost noon. Okay. All right. Here we go.
All right.
Mainstream.
Okay.
Childish.
Okay.
Ample.
Okay.
Okay. Mainstream. Childish. Ample.
Okay. All right.
Let's see. This one's a little...
So you have to break into the so this is a management style game. Here I'm just gonna throw these ideas out here, and you tell me when I've lost you.
Yeah.
It's a management style game.
Which is what exactly?
So
lost me.
There was a company called Kairosoft that made a bunch of games called like Game Dev Story or Hotel Story, where it was about like managing a game development
I've
company.
heard Hotel Story. I've heard of that.
Or like a hotel, yeah, or like Cruise Story or something. And the mechanic was basically always the same. Like for the video, like you would hire staff and they would have certain skills, and then for like Game Dev Story, the one I'm most familiar with, you would pick a game based, like you would give it a title, and then you would pick a genre, and then you would allocate budget towards each section, like graphics, music, story, and gameplay.
Mhm.
And then it would have a certain amount of dev time. Sometimes there would be a problem, and then you would basically get all the reviews, and then they would give you
Okay.
money for your next game.
Yeah.
So
No,
I'm thinking,
I got it. All right.
I'm
Management
thinking
style.
that you are an animation studio
Mhm. Oh,
trying
okay.
to make it in the oversaturated children's animation market.
Okay.
As you know, there's millions of things. So this is like a hardcore difficult version of like that game
Okay.
where
No, I like
everything is
this.
against you.
So Ample, what are we thinking about that?
Well, that's because there's already ample children's animation.
Okay. All right. So
and
we're
that's
stretching
what makes
it, but
yeah, we're
I
stretching
approve.
it. It's cutthroat. So like you come up with the genre, you get your initial budget from like the company that like owns you or whatever. And then you allocate it accordingly. You buy the staff with the proper skills, and you try to make a children's animation that makes it big.
Okay. Yeah, no, I dig it. This is good. Let's print it, wrap it up. That's a wrap.
That's a wrap. That's the game, actually. That's a wrap.
That's a wrap. All right. That's a wrap.
I don't know why, because that's like a director thing, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, I'm assuming you would say it. I've never done like animation production before, but I'm assuming you'd still say it when the movie's done, right? Like, well, that's right. Well, you would wrap like so technically on film you wrap different people at different times. So like that's a wrap on like sound. That's a wrap on a certain actor because they do things at different times.
Okay.
And then that's a wrap on the entire film. So like you would wrap, like if you're doing an animation, you would wrap your voice actors, right? Like that's a wrap on voice, and then.
Okay. All right. So this could work.
It can work. Yeah, why not?
It's a little loosey goosey, but we've had worse names before.
We have. So that's a wrap, and that's
a wrap.
actually a wrap on our show. Well, look what I did there.
Wow.
So thanks all for listening today. If you have comments, questions, game ideas, games you want us to try, words you want us to make games out of, whatever your little heart desires, you can email us at makethatgamepodcast@gmail.com. You can also tweet at us at makethatgamepod or message us on Instagram at makethatgamepod. If you do want to type some stuff into those computer machines about our game, please use the hashtag #MakeThatGame so that we can find it. We'd love to see what y'all are talking about. And even if it's something like you want to make a game about that, or you have some honks and bonks that you're sharing to your own followers, just hashtag #MakeThatGame. We'd love to see what y'all are up to in the gaming world. And if you heard a game today that you thought this needs to exist, we encourage you to get out there and make
that game.
game.
That's a wrap.